People often glorify talent as if it is the magic key to greatness. They look at someone performing at the highest level and say they were born with it. But the truth is far more demanding. Talent can only take you to the starting line, not to the finish. What separates champions from dreamers is not raw ability. It's the discipline to show up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Talent is wasted without consistency because skill fades, energy drops, and motivation dies. But consistency builds an unshakable foundation that stands when talent alone collapses. Consistency is the discipline of repetition. It is doing the hard things over and over until they become second nature. You may not have the most natural ability. You may not be the fastest, the strongest, or the smartest. But if you are consistent, you will outlast those who depend only on talent. A talented person who works once in a while can be defeated by a less talented person who works relentlessly day after day. Greatness is not about who starts strongest. It's about who refuses to stop showing up, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Think about the difference between a spark and a fire. Talent is the spark. It burns bright for a moment and catches attention. But consistency is the fire. It stays alive, it grows, it spreads, it consumes obstacles in its path. The spark fades without fuel, but the fire thrives because it is fed daily. The same is true for success. Talent may give you a head start, but consistency ensures you finish the race, no matter how long or difficult it is. Consistency is not glamorous. It's not the highlight reel. It's not the applause. It's the unseen work, the extra hours, the repeated drills, the sweat when everyone else is resting. People don't see the mornings you wake up before the sun, the nights you stay focused while others relax. That daily commitment, invisible to the world, builds results that eventually become undeniable. Consistency is the bridge between potential and achievement, between dreams and reality. In the end, talent makes you impressive, but consistency makes you unstoppable. Talent may open the door, but consistency keeps you inside the room long enough to dominate. Consistency is the force that compounds small efforts into massive victories over time. It is the reason why the average person with extraordinary discipline can surpass the gifted one who lacks commitment. If you want true success, stop relying only on what you're born with and start mastering the art of showing up every day, because success does not belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most consistent. Success does not come without a price. Every dream demands payment, and the currency is sacrifice. Most people want the glory without giving up the comfort. But the truth is brutal. Comfort never created champions. Growth only happens when you step away from ease and embrace discomfort. To rise above the crowd, you must surrender the things that weigh you down, late nights of laziness, distractions that steal your focus, and pleasures that offer temporary satisfaction but destroy long-term progress. Sacrifice is the furnace where greatness is forged, and only those willing to burn away their excuses can rise from it stronger. Sacrifice is not a punishment, it is an investment. Every time you choose hard work over rest, discipline over temptation, focus over distraction, you are making deposits into your future. The results won't show instantly. In fact, sometimes it feels like nothing is changing, but behind the scenes, growth is being built. Sacrifice compounds like interest. The more you give today, the greater the reward tomorrow. The world will call it obsession, they will call it madness, but when the results finally arrive, those same people will call it success. What most people don't understand is that sacrifice is not about losing, it's about gaining. You are not just giving up sleep, entertainment, or comfort for nothing. You are exchanging them for strength, discipline, skill, and progress. Every sacrifice is a trade. You give away what is easy now in order to secure what is great later. The ones who never sacrifice remain stuck where they are, trapped in the cycle of mediocrity. But the ones who do, those who pay the price, unlock a level of growth that the average person will never taste. Sacrifice also tests how badly you want it. It's easy to talk about dreams, to post about ambition, to say you want success, but are you willing to pay the cost? Are you willing to sacrifice sleep, comfort, weekends, and even relationships that don't serve your purpose? That's where the line is drawn. Growth doesn't come to the one who only talks. It comes to the one who gives up what's unnecessary to make room for what truly matters. Sacrifice strips away weakness and builds a version of you that is unstoppable. In the end, sacrifice is not the enemy, it is the doorway. Every champion has walked through it. Every legend has paid its price. Growth cannot be handed to you. It must be earned through sacrifice. And when you finally stand on the other side, when you look back at all the nights you gave up, all the moments you pushed through while others quit, you will realize one truth: every sacrifice was worth it. Because what you gain, the strength, the success, the respect, the legacy, will last forever. Pressure is the moment of truth. It is the weight that crushes the weak and sharpens the strong. Many people run from pressure because it makes them uncomfortable. It exposes their flaws and it forces them to confront who they really are. But the reality is simple. Without pressure, there's no greatness. Diamonds are created under extreme pressure, and so are champions. When the spotlight is on you, when the crowd is watching, when your back is against the wall, that is when your true character is revealed. Pressure does not create weakness, it reveals it. But for those who prepare, for those who embrace it, pressure becomes the ultimate fuel for victory. Pressure is the test that separates the dreamers from the doors. Everyone can talk about goals when life is calm, but the question is, can you deliver when the world expects you to? Can you rise when the moment demands it? Champions thrive where others crumble because they see pressure differently. Instead of fearing it, they welcome it. They know pressure is not a threat. It's an opportunity to prove their strength, to show that all their sacrifices, all their discipline, all their consistency were not in vain. Every time you step into pressure, you are stepping into the arena of growth. Think about the greatest victories in history. They were all born in high pressure moments. Nobody remembers the easy games, the simple wins, or the effortless achievement. What we remember are the battles where everything was on the line, when one mistake could cost it all. Pressure creates stories worth telling because it demands courage, composure, and control. It forces you to dig deeper than you thought possible, to reach levels you didn't even know existed. And once you conquer pressure, no obstacle feels impossible again. Pressure also teaches resilience. Not every battle under pressure will be a victory. Sometimes you will fail, sometimes you will fall short. But even in those moments, pressure becomes a teacher. It shows you where to improve. It hardens your mindset and it prepares you for the next challenge. Those who avoid pressure never grow because they never put themselves in situations where they can discover their true limits. The only way to become unshakable is to keep stepping into pressure until you learn to bend without breaking, to stand tall when the weight gets heavier. In the end, pressure is not your enemy. It is your gift. It is the silent coach that demands your best, the invisible force that transforms ordinary into extraordinary. Without pressure, greatness is impossible. So when the moment comes, when the weight is on your shoulders, don't run, stand firm, look pressure in the eyes and embrace it. Because in that moment, you are not being crushed, you are being shaped into a champion. Success is not built in one massive leap, it is built in countless small steps repeated daily. People love the idea of big breakthroughs, overnight wins, and sudden glory. But the truth is far less glamorous. Success is the result of tiny, consistent habits that compound over time. The small things you do when nobody is watching are the things that shape your destiny. Waking up early, eating with discipline, training when you're tired, studying when you'd rather relax. These habits may look small, but together they become the foundation of massive victories. The power of small habits lies in their consistency. One workout won't change your body, but 1,000 will. One day of discipline won't change your life, but years of it will. Every habit is like a drop of water. Alone it seems insignificant, but drop by drop it can carve through stone. Champions understand this. They know greatness is not built in a single moment of brilliance, but in a daily decision to keep showing up, to keep sharpening their craft, to keep improving even by 1% each day. Over time, those small improvements stack into something unstoppable. Small habits also build trust in yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, whether it's finishing that extra rep, reading that extra page, or resisting that temptation, you prove to yourself that you are in control. That trust becomes unshakable confidence, and confidence is the weapon that carries you through high-pressure moments. People who skip the small habits collapse under pressure because they never built the foundation. But those who master the little things walk into every challenge knowing they have done the work behind the scenes. The truth is, most people fail not because they can't achieve something big, but because they ignore the small. They wait for perfect conditions, a big chance or a sudden opportunity, while neglecting the daily habits that would prepare them for that very opportunity. Small habits are the training ground for greatness. They are the silent battles that no one applauds, but they create the skills, discipline, and mental toughness required to seize big victories when the spotlight finally comes. In the end, success is nothing more than small habits done relentlessly over time. Big victories are not magic. They are the natural result of invisible work. If you want to win on the biggest stages, you must first win in the small, quiet moments of daily life. The choice to commit to small habits is the choice to commit to greatness. Never underestimate them. Never ignore them, because small habits don't just create progress, they create champions. The greatest danger after success is comfort. Too many people achieve something once, and then they relax, they celebrate, they stop pushing. But true champions know success is never final. Yesterday's victory means nothing today. If you want to remain at the top, you must treat every single day as if you are starting from zero. Hunger is what keeps you sharp. Hunger is what keeps you moving. Hunger is what separates the ones who achieve once from the ones who build legacies. You cannot afford to be satisfied, because the moment you are satisfied, you stop growing. Hunger is the fuel that drives discipline. It's what makes you wake up before the world, what makes you train when your body screams for rest, what makes you push beyond limits that others accept. Satisfaction whispers you've done enough. Hunger shouts you can do more. This hunger is not about greed. It is about refusing to settle. It is about respecting your potential enough to never let it go to waste. Champions are not obsessed with what they have achieved. They are obsessed with what they are still capable of achieving. The world is full of people who had talent, who had success, but lost it because they stopped being hungry. They let comfort poison their progress. They forgot that someone out there is always working harder, always chasing, always ready to take their place. Hunger keeps you alert. Hunger keeps you ahead. Hunger ensures that you don't just reach the top, but you stay there. And staying at the top requires twice the effort it took to get there in the first place. Being never satisfied does not mean being ungrateful. It means being committed to growth. You can be proud of your progress, but you must also know that there is another level waiting for you. There is always more to learn, more to build, more to achieve. When you live with hunger, you stop competing with others and start competing with yourself. Every day becomes a battle to beat the person you were yesterday. That's how you create unstoppable momentum, by being in constant pursuit of the next level. In the end, hunger is the mark of a true champion. It is what keeps you chasing improvement long after others quit. It is what keeps you disciplined long after you've earned recognition. And it is what ensures that when people talk about greatness, your name doesn't just appear, it echoes. Never satisfied, always hungry. That is the mindset that builds legends, not just winners.